In the Gallows Curse, every chapter begins with the Mandrake's Herbal. And herbals were particularly important in the Middle Ages. They were a record used by monks and nuns and physicians, which listed the herbs which were used to treat people. But they didn't just list herbs, they listed all kinds of other things that you could use to treat people, like human blood, like dung, like animal parts, insects, all kinds of things that could be ground up and used in any way in medicine. One of the most important and interesting ones in the Middle Ages was something called mummy, which was actually extracted from Egyptian mummy, brought over to England, and people used it as ointments and also as pills, and that was supposed to cure anything. And in the Gallows Curse, I decided to use a herbal which was written by a mandrake, and a mandrake was a really important plant in the Middle Ages. It had been an important plant from ancient times, and it's the one plant that wasn't just considered sacred, it was actually considered divine in its own right. A mandrake was a demigod in the minds of the Middle Ages, and it was actually a root that grew in the ground in the hot countries, the Mediterranean and the Middle East. And the root was actually shaped like a little human being, with a head and two arms and two legs. And where the head was, the leaves grew directly out of that, making it look like hair. And so people really did believe that the mandrake was a very powerful plant and could almost grant you anything that you wanted. So I thought it would be fun if the mandrake had a voice in the Gallows Curse, and the mandrake would write a herbal, and all of the items in the herbals, whether they're about fox fat or whether they're about bluebells or whatever, are all taken from the medieval beliefs at the time, so they're all entirely authentic, even though the mandrake actually has something to say about quite a lot of them.